December 3rd, 2021 หลวงพ่อโพสีสุริยะ Khemarato Satya Dharma Reflection
จะหันไปทิศไหนก็ตามดีก็เท่านั้นแหละ
To turn into any directions
รู้ไหมทุกทั่วสารพัดทิศเลยไม่ว่าเธอจะนั่งหันหน้าไปตรงไหนก็ตามทีเธอก็ท่ามกลางทุกทั่วสารพัดทิศแวดล้อมเธอมันมากไปด้วยสังสารวัฏภูมิ
You are sitting in the midst of the surroundings of all samsara's realms of existence. No matter how you face, which direction you turn into, they are all there in tremendous numbers.
ขอให้ขยันกระจายออก
Let's diligently disperse the concentration of the mind.
กระจายตื่นกระจายโปร่งออก
Awakening and plong or brightening, spread it out.
เราไปตื่นไปแบบไม่เกี่ยวไป
Awakening in the way that is uninvolved with itself.
กระจายตื่นไปกระจายโปร่งไปไปแบบไม่เกี่ยว
Disperse the awakening and plong or brightening in the way that is uninvolved with itself, uninvolved with all things simultaneously.
สิ่งที่ไม่เกี่ยวก็ไม่มันเหมือนกันไป
Share the essence of that which has nothing to do with the non-attachment, all the same with everything.
ให้มันเจิดจ้าไปรอบทิศทางดี
Let's radiate brightly in all directions.
ๆตื่นไปแบบไม่เกี่ยวก็ไม่ไปลูกกระจายไปกระจายตื่นกระจายโปร่งไปแบบไม่เกี่ยวก็ไม่ไป
Awakening and brightening in the way that is expansive, in the way that is not relevant to the non-attachment itself.
สิ่งที่มันไม่เกี่ยวก็ไม่สิ่งที่มันไม่ใช่ไม่
That which is not involved with the non-attachment, that which is not the non-attachment.
สิ่งที่มันไม่เกี่ยวก็ไม่ไปด้วยกัน
Continue all together with that which is not involving with the non-attachment.
อนุภาพในการดับล้างมันจะไม่เฉพาะเจาะจง
The anupap or the mighty force of the blessing of the extinction that purifies all things will not be specific.
โดยปกติแต่ถ้าดำริ
It will be in such a way normally. However, to be specific, to bless here and there, it is another special case, which is called great compassion.
จะดำริไปตรงไหนก็ไม่ใช่แค่ตรงนั้นเหมือนเดิมไง
To form up the blessing to anywhere, it is not going to be only that particular place, as usual.
สิ่งที่ไม่เกี่ยวก็ไม่
That which has nothing to do with the non-attachment, it will be the purification of extinction that radiates in all directions automatically.
ถึงแม้ว่าจะดำริไปตรงไหนก็ตามทีมันก็จะไม่ใช่แค่ตรงนั้นเหมือนเดิม
Even though the thought of blessing is to be formed up in certain place, however, it will not be specific as usual.
มันก็จะโดยทั่วพร้อมไปเหมือนเดิมนะ
It will cover all and everywhere as usual.
ไม่ว่าคุณจะดำริไปที่ไหนก็ตามทีมันก็จะทั่วพร้อมไปในสรรพสิ่งด้วยเช่นเดียวกัน
No matter where you form up the thought to bless in certain place, however, the essence will be covered and radiates throughout, everywhere, simultaneously.
ไปเนี่ยไม่ได้ไปเฉพาะอะไรหรอกไปล้างการเฉพาะให้
This is not to proceed specifically in certain place. Instead, it will purify the particularity.
ดำริไปที่ไหนก็ จ้าให้กับที่นั่นจ้ายิ่งกว่าที่นั่นเหมือนเดิม
To form up the thought of blessing anywhere is going to be, as usual, brightening further than that.
จะนึกไปที่ไหนก็จ้ายิ่งกว่านึกไปที่นั่นเหมือนเดิมยิ่งกว่าที่นั่นที่โน่นที่ไหนยิ่งกว่าเหมือนเดิม
As usual, the brightness will be further than the place that is formed up for blessing. It will not beam only in certain place. The brightness will radiate further than the place that is formed up to bless. It's impossible to fixate on anything particularly because it's gonna create uneasiness right away.
ตรงอะไรแล้วตรงอะไรก็อึดอัดตรงนั้นแหละเพราะว่ามันอั้นมันจะอั้นจึงต้องตั้งมันจะอั้น
To be fixated on anything, it will create uneasiness because there is something that is blocked in, which is derived from the focusing mind, the projecting mind, the obligation of the mind, and the mind setting. It is holding back the vibhak and the anicca. Therefore, there is only way to just disperse the concentration or the focuses of the mind. The essence of that which has nothing to do with the non-attachment has to be given to the utmost as well, so that it will be instantaneously purified without trace. To be fixated on anything, it will be a concentration. It will hold back the anicca and the dukkha, the entrapment of suffering. Even non-attachment is not relevant to itself. Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself instantaneously. This is not about grasping. No grasping as it is to the utmost. No obtaining even the non-grasping itself to the utmost. It will be entirely brightening in all directions automatically. No obtaining even the non-grasping itself to the utmost. That's it. There is no burdening in maintaining the mind, looking, seeing and knowing, aggregate or whatever. No obtaining even non-grasping itself. That's it. It renouncing the body, mind, even the renunciation itself. It is also thus self-renunciation. Non-grasping even to the non-grasping itself. Purify without trace to the utmost. This is not inner penetration. This is not about closing the eyes for inner exploration, for inner acknowledgement. Let's purify the eyes and the ears, knowing and seeing. Non-grasping even to the non-grasping itself. Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself. Uninvolved purifies itself. The knowing or the insights, the wisdoms, the opinions or titi, or the seeing, All of these are types of vibhak or karmic difficulties.
ระบบจิตทั้งระบบก็คือวิบากชนิดหนึ่ง
The whole system of the mind is a type of karmic difficulties as well.
ฌานก็เป็นวิบากชนิดหนึ่ง
Chan or contemplation is a kind of vibhak as well.
ตบะทั้งหลายเป็นวิบากชนิดหนึ่ง
All types of power of perseverance is a kind of vibhak as well.
สมาธิสติเป็นวิบากชนิดหนึ่ง
Mindfulness and concentration is a type of vibhak.
ธรรมชนิดไหนก็ตามทีเมื่อกระโหลกขึ้นมาอยู่มายึดก็กลายเป็นวิบากชนิดหนึ่งในธรรมนั้นๆ
Any type of dharma, when it is formed up to dwell in and to fixate it upon, is a type of vibhak with such a dharma.
สิ่งที่มันไม่ใช่การเอาในตัวของมันเองไม่เอามันก็ต้องไม่เอาเอง
It is not about self-grasping, non-grasping even to the non-grasping itself.
มันจึงจะล้างวิบากในธรรมมันจึงจะล้างวิบากในอินทรีย์
With this, it will enable to purify the vibhak within dharma, the vibhak within senses.
จะล้างวิบากในยตนะ
It will purify the vibhak within the sense objects.
ดังนั้นอะไรที่กระโหลกขึ้นมาอยู่ขึ้นมายึดเนี่ยมันจะกลายเป็นวิบากทันที
Therefore, whatever that is formed up to be dwelt in or to be fixated upon will turn into the vibhak right away.
ไม่เกี่ยวแม้กระทั่งไม่เกี่ยวเองก็ดีๆนะมันจะล้างตัวมันเองล้างสังสารวัฏพร้อมกันไป
Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself, then it will purify oneself and the samsara simultaneously.
ไม่แม้กระทั่งไม่เอง
Non-attachment even to the non-attachment itself,
ตัวมันเองแล้วสังสารวัฏพร้อมกันไป
then it will be simultaneous purification of both oneself and samsara.
ไม่ใช่การเอามาแช่เอามาทรงเอามาอยู่เอามายึดอะไร
This is not about maintaining, dwelling, or fixating upon anything.
ไม่แม้กระทั่งไม่เอง
Non-attachment even to the non-attachment itself.
ไม่เกี่ยวแม้กระทั่งไม่เกี่ยวเอง
Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself.
มันไม่ใช่การเอา
This is not about grasping.
ถ้าเอาก็เป็นเพราะเป็นภูมิทันที
To grasp anything, it will turn into realm of existence
สติ
instantaneously.
ก็เป็นเพราะเป็นภูมิในสติอะ
Grasping for mindfulness, there will be realm of existence within mindfulness. Grasping for concentration, there will be realm of existence within concentration right away.
เอาตบะเอาฌานก็เป็นเพราะเป็นภูมิทันทีไล่ลงมาตั้งแต่พรหมโลกจนถึงอเวจีมหานรก
Grasping for the power of perseverance and the contemplation, it will turn into realm of existence, counting from the Brahma realm until the hell realms.
จากที่มันไม่เป็นสังสารวัฏจากที่มันไม่มีสังสารวัฏเริ่มเอาก็เริ่มเป็นสังสารวัฏทันที
Before samsara, it is not samsara. Samsara begins with the grasping mind.
จะเอาอะไรธาตุขันธ์ธรรมยตนะอินทรีย์
What is there to be grasped? Elements, aggregates, dharma, senses, sense objects,
อุปโลกสมมุติ
forming
เอา
up
อะไร
the concoctions.
เอาอะไร
To grasp for what? To grasp for anything, it will turn into realm of existence and cycle of the becoming instantly.
จากไม่เป็นสังสารวัฏก็กลายเป็นสังสารวัฏขึ้นมาทันที
Such a grasping mind creates samsara instantly. Before that, it is not samsara.
สิ่งที่ไม่เกี่ยวกับจิตสิ่งที่ไม่เกี่ยวกับไม่
That which has nothing to do with the mind, that which has nothing to do with the non-attachment.
สิ่งนั้นก็คือมันไม่ใช่อะไรกับอะไร
Such a thing is not about anything involving with anything.
เห็นจะล้างเห็นเองไปอย่างนี้รู้ก็จะล้างรู้เองไปอย่างนี้ญาณปัญญาจะล้างญาณปัญญาไปเองไปอย่างนี้เลย
Seeing will purify itself in such a way. Knowing will purify itself in such a way. The insights and the wisdoms will purify themselves in such a way.
ตลอดไปเลยไม่เกี่ยวไม่กระทั่งไม่เกี่ยวเองกันตลอดเลย
Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself at all times.
แต่นั้นไม่ว่าจะการมนุสัยในทางโลกทางธรรมก็จะล้างการมนุสัยไปด้วยกันทั้งหมด
Therefore, all the karmic habits within the worldly and within Dharma will all be purified totally.
สรุปจบทุกอย่างทุกเรื่องจบทุกขั้นตอน
Conclusion is made to give ending for all and everything, and giving ending for all steps.
จะล้างตลอดเลยลูกกรรมวิบากทางทิฏฐิกรรมวิบากทางญาณทัศนะกรรมวิบากทางปัญญากรรมวิบากทางโลความคิดความเห็นความหมายอะไรกรรมวิบากทางสัญญา
There will be thorough purification for all the karmic difficulties or vibhak within tithi opinions, within wisdoms, within the insight and knowing. Thorough purification of the karmic difficulties within thoughts, opinions and meanings, and within memories or perceptions.
ความทรงจำทั้งหลายกรรมวิบากทางความรู้สึกนึกคิดจิตอารมณ์ทุกอย่างทุกลักษณะทุกประเภท
There will be thorough purification of karmic difficulties within memories, within all types and all attributes of feelings, thoughts, recalls, and emotions.
มันจะล้างไปเลยลูกไม่เกี่ยวไม่กระทั่งไม่เกี่ยวเองกันตลอด
Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself at all times, then there will be a purification that is given.
ไม่กระทั่งไม่เองกันตลอด
Non-attachment to the non-attachment itself at all times.
ไม่เกี่ยวไม่กระทั่งไม่เกี่ยวเอง
Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself at all times.
ใครมีวิบากในสติมันก็จะล้างไปเลยมันจะไม่ใช่อะไรในสติ
Whoever that has the vibhak within mindfulness, there will be a purification for it. It will be nothing within the mindfulness.
ใครมีวิบากในสมาธิมันก็จะล้างไปเลยมันจะไม่ใช่อะไรในสมาธิ
Whoever that has the vibhak within the concentration, there will be an instant purification for the concentration. Nothing is going to be in the concentration.
ไม่เกี่ยวไม่กระทั่งไม่เกี่ยวเองกันตลอด
Uninvolved within the uninvolved itself at all times.
มันจะล้างไปเองตามนี้เลยลูก
There will be an instant purification accordingly.
ไม่กระทั่งไม่เองมันบ่งบอกถึงการไม่เอานั่นเอง
Non-attachment, even to the non-attachment itself, it indicates that there is no grasping, in fact.
มันบ่งบอกถึงว่ามันไม่ใช่การเอานั่นเองลูกไม่กระทั่งไม่เอง
Non-attachment, even to the non-attachment itself, indicates that there is no grasping itself.
อย่าล้างตัวหลงตั้งหลงเอา
It will purify the delusion in the mindset and in the grasping.
เพราะมันไม่ใช่การเอากันในสภาวะในสภาพมันเองแล้วเนี่ยมันจะค่อยๆเปิดออกเรื่อยๆ
Once there is no grasping within the states of mind, within any conditions, slowly and gradually there will be an opening. It will be opening out, blossoming, discarding itself, blossoming, discarding itself. It will start to discard the blossoming and the budding itself automatically, uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself at all times. Then there will be an automatic blossoming that discards the blossoming itself and discarding the budding itself at the same time. Then it will not be about anything within the blossoming or within the budding. Even a tiny bit of clinging, it also creates realms of existence entirely. Even a tiny bit of clinging and maintaining within states of subtleties, lightness, or profoundness, it will create realm of existence. It is the samutai of the cycle of becoming. It is the cause of the samsara. Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself at all times. Naturally, it will not be about anything within blossoming or budding. It will not be about anything within darkness or brightness. Non-attachment, even to the non-attachment itself, indicates that it's not about grasping. There will not be the grasping mind that overlays on top of any states of mind or any conditions. There will not be any grasping mind that overlays in itself automatically. There will be a purification for the overlays of the grasping mind as well. There will be a purification for the delusion in grasping. All the grasping for the stillness, for the indifference, or for the ordinariness. There is no enlightenment to the fact that there is grasping for the state of ordinariness. One doesn't feel that it is about grasping. But in fact, it is the grasping. Continue in the way that is uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself constantly. Then one will be enlightened to this truth. That the ordinariness that is happening, there is grasping within that state. It is unconscious that there is a grasping for that state. Even the overlays of the grasping mind that is on top of the stillness itself is also unrealized. Continue in the way with the conclusion of cutting deluded knowing, then one will follow accordingly to the essence. All the profound state of mind is entirely realms of existence. Ordinariness, stillness, or indifference is a type of realm of existence. Beware, ordinariness is the realm of existence. Indifferent state of mind is also realm of existence. It is also samsara. Continue with that which has nothing to do with mind or the non-attachment. Automatically, it will not be about anything within ordinariness or inordinariness. Automatically, it will not be about anything within being still or not. Automatically, it will not be about anything within being indifferent or not. Equanimity is also a realm of existence. Always share the essence of that which has nothing to do with the non-attachment. It will turn into automatic anupap or mighty force of purification through extinction and emptiness. The karmic habits that have been clung to the body and the mind, to feelings, to emotions, will be automatically dissolved, will automatically be purified. Share the essence constantly to the utmost. Don't be afraid of hurting, of the unbearable, of death. Don't be afraid of lacking of breath. Share the essence of that which has nothing to do with the non-attachment at all times. Don't be afraid of lacking of breath. Don't be afraid of no more mind and heart. Don't be afraid of death. Don't be afraid of the unbearable to the mind or the heart. With this, it will be deliberate cut through. Uninvolved, even within the uninvolved itself, at all times, simultaneously with samsara. Use the uninvolved to help liberate samsara onwards. Don't be stuck to maintain anything. In the way of no grasping constantly. Don't be stuck to maintain any states of mind or states of Dharma. In the way that is not about grasping. It's not about obtaining any states of mind. Don't maintain anything and stuck there. It's not about grasping. No grasping, even the non-grasping itself. Make a conclusion like at this point, uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself, non-attachment even to the non-attachment itself. It will just arise within the mind automatically. To make a conclusion within the mind automatically in such a way. No grasping, even the non-grasping itself. It will just automatically make a conclusion internally, constantly. There are not that many sentences. These are all the sentences that purify themselves automatically. These are the sentences that purify themselves automatically.
ว่าโปรดพร้อมเลยโปรดในโปรดนอกพร้อมไปเลยล้างในล้างนอกพร้อมกันไปเลย
Let's continue until there is simultaneous blessing. Internally and externally, there is purification for both internal and the external simultaneously.
เดี๋ยวมันจะดำริขึ้นมาสรุปล้างกันในจิตของเขาเองเบาๆบ้างค่อยๆบ้างอะไรของเข้าไปงั้นนะเรียกว่าธรรมานุสติหรือเรียกว่านุสติแห่งการโปรด
Dharma reminders will be automatically made gently within the mind. It is called Dhammanusati or the Dhammanusati Dharma reminder of the blessing. It is Dhammanusati of the purification, of the cutting, of the blessing. No grasping even to the non-grasping itself. Automatic Dharma reminders will be made for the conclusion of the purification. This is not about practicing for attainment. This is not about sustaining anything, maintaining the mind or sustaining the mind. Discard. No grasping, even the non-grasping itself, is called discarding the discarding itself. Don't be afraid of death. Don't be afraid to lose life, the mind or the heart. At all times, uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself at all times. Don't be afraid to lose the existence of the living mind. Don't be afraid to lose the existence of the living mind. Don't be afraid to lose the existence of the soulful mind. Don't be afraid to lose the existence of the states of mind or the conditions of the mind. Let's purify at all times through the essence of the uninvolved, even within the uninvolved itself. No grasping even to the non-grasping itself at all times. Non-attachment even to the non-attachment itself. It will cut off the cycle within the mind and within Dharma attainments instantly. It will be an instant cutting for the cycle of the becoming. Non-attachment even to the non-attachment itself. It indicates that the non-attachment doesn't obtain itself. Go ahead at all times. Whenever there is the embedment of individual self, it is as though there's a huge herd of beings. And they are all together in different tribes, in different individuality. One group is like having individual self within mindfulness, concentration, meditative power, concentration, special insights. One group is having the individual self within the wisdoms, within opinions. One group has the individual self within the knowing, within the insights. And for those who still having individual self that's straying here and there, their individual selves are in sounds, smells, tastes, touches, and shapes. A big herd of beings. Let's put them all in a pot. Don't be afraid to lose the livelihood or any types of mind. Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself at all times. Don't be afraid to lose the attempt to dwell within the mind or within any states of mind. And use the essence with samsara so that there will be purification altogether. So that there will be purification of extinction and emptiness altogether among one another. Use it with all things, with everything, so that it will be true blessing. Through the purification of extinction and emptiness, true blessing in the way of the Buddha's blessing. Don't be afraid to lose states of mind, non-attachment even to the non-attachment itself. To drop within stillness or indifference or ordinariness, even a tiny bit. Don't be afraid to lose any states of mind or dharma. This is not about attempting to dwell within state of mind or state of dharma attainment. Mind, even with mind itself, purification of extinction and emptiness in such a way. Non-attachment even to the non-attachment itself. This is not about fighting with any conditions. Non-attachment even to the non-attachment itself. This is not about defeating the mind or the emotions. This is not about the desire that is trying to defeat the mind itself, or with the vibhak, or with any emotions. This is not about trying to win or to lose with anything. Be direct with Nirodha and Nibbana. This is not about attempting to be free from anything. Non-attachment well. Then it will not be about trying to liberate from anything. End the path and the attainment directly. Uninvolved with the non-attachment itself. If the non-attachment is already there, then uninvolved with it furthermore. Uninvolved itself, uninvolved within itself. With this, there will be no maintaining of any states of mind. Not to use non-attachment or mind as a stillness or indifference. uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself.
ไม่ใช่การปล่อยตามเวรตามกรรม
It is not about following one's own karma and its retributions.
ไม่ใช่การปล่อยให้มันเป็นไปเอง
This is not about letting it be.
แล้วก็ไม่ใช่การทวนกระแสอะไร
And it is neither about being against any impulses.
เกี่ยวไม่กระทั่งไม่เกี่ยวเอง
Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself. This is not about going against
ไม่ใช่การ
any impulses or not about leaving it be.
มันไม่ใช่อะไรกับอะไร
This is not about any involvement with anything.
มันไม่ใช่อะไรในเป็นเองหรือไม่เป็นเอง
Nothing is in it is what it is or it is not what it is.
มันไม่ใช่อะไรในเป็นเองหรืออะไรในการเข้าไปค่อยเป็นกับมัน
It is not about it is what it is or involvement with it is what it is.
ไม่ใช่ไม่กระทั่งไม่ใช่เอง
No is not even no itself.
มันจะได้ยุติสมุทัยในโลกิยะในโลกุตระทั้งหลาย
With this, it will give ending to all of the samutai within the worldly and within transcendental stuff.
นิพพานไม่จัดว่าเป็นโลกุตระฟังไว้ดี
Listen well. Nibbana is not considered as transcendental.
ๆนิพพานไม่จัดว่าเป็นโลกุตระนะ
Nibbana is not considered as transcendental.
มันจะได้จบสมุทัยในโลกุตระโลกิยะทั้งหลาย
With this, it will give ending to all ideas about worldly and transcendental stuff.
นิพพานไม่จัดว่านอกเหนือสรรพสิ่งด้วย
Neither is Nibbana considered as beyond all things.
นิพพานไม่จัดว่าเป็นอะไร
Nibbana is not considered as anything.
ไม่เหนือไม่ใต้
Neither is it about the above or the below.
ไม่ใช่ทั้งโลกิยะไม่ใช่ทั้งโลกุตระ
Neither is it about the worldly or transcendental ideas.
อย่าสร้างค่านิยม
Don't create belief values with one's own opinions to create samsara all by oneself.
อย่าไปใช้ทิฏฐิด้วย
Don't use titti with anything.
ทำไมอย่างนั้นแล้ว
Otherwise,
จะกลายเป็นสังสวัฏไปเสีย
Titti will turn into samsara by itself. Titti, opinions.
ไม่ไม่กระทั่งไม่เอง
Non-attachment, even to the non-attachment itself. Non-attachment doesn't obtain
ไม่
itself.
เอง
Non-attachment, even to the non-attachment itself. Non-attachment doesn't obtain itself.
นั่นแหละไม่เอาไม่กระทั่งไม่เอา
No grasping, even to the non-grasping itself.
ไม่เอาทุกสภาวะลักษณะจิตธาตุขันธ์ธรรม
Every state of mind, dharma, aggregates, elements, they have the nature of non-grasping as it is in themselves.
อนิจจังไม่เอาในอนิจจังอยู่แล้วนี่
Anicca doesn't obtain itself as it is.
อนัตตาก็ไม่ใช่การเอาในอนัตตาอยู่แล้วสรรพ
Anatta is not obtaining itself as it is.
สิ่งไม่ใช่การเอาในสรรพสิ่งอยู่แล้ว
All things are not obtaining themselves as they are.
เปลี่ยนไม่เอาเปลี่ยนอยู่แล้วปรับไม่เอาปรับอยู่แล้ว
Shifting or changing without grasping itself as it is.
ไม่เอาไม่กระทั่งไม่เอาเอง
No grasping even to the non-grasping itself.
หมดผิดหมดถูก
End all about right
ใช่
and
ไม่
wrong.
ใช่
Yes and no.
หมดใช้ได้หมดใช้ไม่ได้
End about okay or
ไม่เอา
not.
ไม่กระทั่งไม่เอาเอง
No grasping even to the non-grasping itself. End all about okay or not okay.
หมดจริงหมดไม่จริง
End all about true or
หมดตรงหมดไม่
false.
ตรง
End all about aligned or not. being direct or not.
หมดตัวหลงใช่ไม่ใช่
In all the delusion about yes and no, direct or not, aligned or not. In the delusion about being right or wrong.
หมดตัวหลงมรรคหลงผลหลงนิพพาน
Ending all about the delusion within the path, the delusion within the attainment and nibbana.
ล้างตัวอย่างรู้อย่างเห็นให้แล้วเนี่ยนะ
There's already a purification that is given for the penetration to know and to see.
ล้างไอ้ตัวหลงเช็คให้แล้วนี่ล้างตัวหลงสแกนให้แล้ว
The purification is already given for the delusion to scan or to check anything.
ล้างไอ้ตัวหลงรู้หลงเห็นให้แล้ว
The delusion to see and to know is already being purified.
ล้างตัวหลงสังเกตหลงพิจารณาให้แล้วนี่
The delusion to observe and to analyze is already purified.
ล้างตัวหลงเจริญให้แล้วนี่เนาะ
There is already a purification that is given to the delusion to practice.
ทั้งกรรมฐานวิปัสสนา
For both
โลกุตระอะไร
Kamasthana Vipassana meditation, all the practice of worldly or transcendental are already given purification too.
ล้างตัวหลงเจริญมรรคให้แล้วนี่นะ
The delusion to practice the path is already given a purification.
ไม่มีกระทั่งไม่เอง
Mai, even with Mai itself, non-attachment, even to the non-attachment itself.
ไม่เกี่ยวแม้กระทั่งไม่เกี่ยวเอง
Uninvolved, even within the uninvolved itself at all times.
ล้างตัวหลงเจริญมรรคเจริญผลให้แล้วนี่
The purification is already given to the delusion to practice the path and the attainment.
นั่นแหละจบตัวหลงปฏิบัติให้แล้ว
The delusion to practice is already given ending.
เหลือแต่อุปโลกโปรด
There is only thing that is left is to form up for the blessing.
บำเพ็ญโปรดก็ได้อุปโลกโปรดก็ได้
Proceeding to enable for the blessing, to form up the blessing.
ไม่ใช่การเอา
It's not about grasping. The blessing is not about grasping.
จบตัวหลงบำเพ็ญบารมีให้แล้วนี่
The delusion to practice perfection is already giving ended to.
แล้วก็ใช้โปรดไปเลยพร้อมกันไปเลยในสังสารวัฏทั้งหลายเนี่ยพร้อมกันไปเลย
The essence is to be used for the blessing instantaneously within the whole samsara.
สิ่งที่ไม่เกี่ยวแม้กระทั่งไม่เกี่ยวเองเนี่ยพร้อมกันไปเลยทั้งสังสารวัฏนั่นแหละ
The uninvolved, even within the uninvolved itself, to be given simultaneously with the whole samsara.
โปรด
That's the blessing.
กรุณามหากรุณาในการ
With the compassion and great compassion to help purify through the extinction and the emptiness altogether.
เต็มที่เรื่อย
Go ahead with the essence to the utmost constantly. Don't be afraid of getting hurt, being insufferable, or dying.
ๆได้การมีจิตวิญญาณอย่าเส้น
Don't be afraid to lose the existence of the soulful mind.
การมีรู้มีเห็น
Don't be afraid to lose the existence of seeing and knowing.
ได้สภาวะลักษณะ
Don't be afraid to lose the states of mind and conditions.
สิ่งนั้นจะเป็นเนื้อหาที่สมุดเฉดให้เองในการโปรด
Such an essence is an automatic, deliberate blessing.
ในการเป็นการโปรดที่สมุดเฉด
It will become an absolute blessing.
จะไม่อนุโลมปฏิโลมให้กรรมนิสัยของสังสารวัฏแต่ประการใด
There will be no compliance or pampering with the samsara's karmic habits at all.
ถ้อยคำแต่ละประโยคมันจะได้สมุดเฉดโช
With these, there will be deliberate cut-through in each word to help samsara. Total cutting. Without compliances or pampering in titi or wisdoms or opinions. Wisdom is samsara. Perseverance of power is samsara. Contemplation and special insight is samsara. Mindfulness and concentration is samsara. The mind is samsara. There is no need to be complied with it. There is no need to pamper it. Later on, when seeing and knowing is formed up, there will be purification of extinction that is completely given in the whole area. Use it for the blessing, so that there will not be feeling about upholding anything. There is no limitations to certain extents. Right through every atom of the elemental world and samsara. With these, there will be a purification of the suppression within the vibhak of the parami perfection and the vibhak within the worldly and transcendental matters. If you feel there is a limitation to certain extents, it will be repressing. Instantaneous sharing the essence with the samsara, with every atom of the elemental worlds. No suppression of the perfection of karma, of karmic difficulties, of the anicca, of the anatta. Let's unlock everything. The word's limitation is the locking in of the delusive attachment. Let's unlock it entirely. Let's not be limited to any certain extent at all. Uninvolved even within the uninvolved itself, simultaneously. Then there will be purification for every limitation. There will be automatic and dissolve all locks. With this, there will be fully opening for the blessing. No grasping, even the non-grasping itself will unlock everything. There will be no limitations within purification of the emptiness, within the blessing.